to CS at 6. So this week's theme is Story Week, and as you may tell, I'm not posting on Monday. That's because I was super busy and I just didn't have time to film, so thank you to Amelia and Kaylin for switching with me. It means a lot. And now I'll just get on to my story because it's kind of long, so I'll try and make it fast. So one week in summer, I went up to my lake house and it was just me and my sister, and my sister works at the beach, which is across the lake. And one day I was all alone, she had to work, so I kayaked over there and I saw her just sitting at the boathouse. I go and visit her and stuff, and this kid is there, and he wasn't too bad looking, so I was just like, oh, okay. So he came over and tried talking to us, and I was like, all right, cool. And then he left because he had to go and help a person, and I was like, oh, who's that? And she was like, I'm not gonna name any names, so I'm just gonna call him Nathan. That's Nathan. I was like, oh, how old is he? And she's like, 15. I was like, oh, okay. So I just kind of was like, okay, a 15-year-old boy. Little cute summer romance. Why not? My sister gave him my number that night. So I was texting him for a couple hours at night, and he was just like telling me about his life. He was asking a lot of questions, just kind of weird. But I was just like, oh well, that's okay. He wants to get to know me. So the next day he was like, do you want to hang out? And I was like, I guess. So when my sister went to work, I kayaked over back to the beach. I went at like 12 o'clock, but he was waiting there since like 8 a.m. for me, and I was like, okay, that's kind of creepy, but all right. And I got there, and it was just really, really awkward. So he was like, do you want to go in the store? And I was like, okay. So I walk in there, and there's like all the workers, and I know all the workers because my sister works there, so I was there a lot, and I just like know all of them. And I go in, and everyone knows that he has this huge crush on me, and I'm like, okay. So it's just really awkward. And then his mom walks in, and they camp at the campground, but he works there in the summer while they camp. So I met his mom, and it was just like really weird. And then we go on a kayak ride. And let me tell you, don't ever go on a kayak ride on a first date because you can't escape. You're gonna be stuck there, so it's gonna be awkward, and that's about what it was. It was just really, really awkward, and it wasn't really fun. So we go back, and we go back up to the store, and he says, oh, I have to go. And I'm like, why? He's like, I have gymnastics. I'm like, cool? Like, what? But I'm not dissing boys who does gymnastics. It was just kind of weird. I never met a boy who does gymnastics, so it was just kind of odd. So he has to go and shower and leave, and he leaves, and literally everyone is just like laughing when he leaves because it was just so awkward. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give him another chance. I'll hang out with him tomorrow or something. Like, I'm not gonna just leave him hanging for the first time. So he goes, and I stay there all day because no one's back at my cottage, so I was just like, I'll just stay. So then the nighttime comes, and the store is closing, and the store's closed. It was me, the daughter of who owns it, her dad, this other boy, and my sister. And we were all sitting in there, and then my sister leaves, and we were just sitting there talking. So Nathan comes home, and he's like, hey, who's in the shop? And he's asking my sister and the person my sister was working with, and this kid was like, just Katie, I think. He's like, anyone else? I don't know. And he looks to my sister, and my sister's like, Riley's in there. And he bolts in there, and he's like, hey guys. And I'm like, what are you doing here? So he just kind of sits there, and we're sitting there, and he's just being really annoying, and he's just talking, and he doesn't let anyone else talk, but, I mean, he does, but he'll just interrupt you and say a pointless story of his own, and we're just like, did we ask you? And I'm not trying to be mean, like, I'm not a mean person, but it was just, no, you don't do that. So then Katie says, guys, I have to go to bed, I have to wake up early. So we all are like, all right, let's go. My sister comes up to me and like puts her arm around my shoulder because Nathan was coming in for a hug, and I'm like, I don't hug. I mean, I do, but I don't hug. Like, people I don't really know. So then that night, I'm just like, I'm not going to give him another chance. I don't really like him. Like, I had no feelings for him. I couldn't find any anywhere. So I just kind of gave up. And he texted me about 6 times the next day. So finally, I texted him and I'm like, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's okay. And I was like, no, I'm not sorry about that. And he's like, what do you mean then? And I was like, I feel like I've been leading you on, but I don't like you. Like, I don't think I will like you. And he was like, oh, okay. We can be friends though. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, what's up? And I just didn't really answer because I don't really want to be friends. I know it's rude, but don't worry. It's okay. And so that was the creepy boy story. But don't worry, he found a bae a couple weeks later, more like 1 week later, so I don't feel too bad. So it's okay. But thank you guys for watching. I know it's probably pretty long. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll see you guys all next Monday with an all new video. Bye!